have you heard of like all of Landon Donovan's comments about, representing your country and not having enough spirit and fire and energy for the players? Do you think he's going on the right path with those comments?
Well, I think he's been on the other side as well, because players that were there prior to him also criticized him when the team wasn't doing well. But I do believe that right now, and I was in the stadium at Sophie Stadium when they played Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't believe the attendance. It was so disappointing eventually when the final was played with Mexico and Panama. It was a jammed house. Everybody was there. It was a full house. I really don't believe right now that it's a national team right now that has an identity. Because now they have a new coach. And now he might look at players differently than Burkhalter did. The players that are being called in might not be the same players. So I think they're in the process of trying to identify what this team's going to look like. And that's the reason I say the decision was made too late, because the World Cup's coming next year. And I don't think he's going to have enough time. I personally don't feel that this coaching staff is going to have enough time to really prepare the team the way they would have liked to prepare the team if they would have had 3 years.
How do you create an identity for a team in such a short amount of time? I know it's difficult to do, but what would you do to start?
First of all, you need to bring in the players that I think were already there. Players that were consistently being called in, were starting and playing, getting a lot of minutes. Players that, had, let's just say, a chemistry. And then from there, look at what was happening at training, what was happening in the games, what players were performing well, and then start making some moves. And I think overall, a lot of players that were called in that were part of what was happening in U.S. soccer under Burkhalter. But I also believe that some of the players that are called in are criticized and attacked. And I think that we should self-reflect as ex-players internationally and say, okay, I was there before, and what can I say that's constructive? And not really attack them that much, because you were there before and you were being attacked. You didn't like it. But I would say, in all fairness to some of the top players, and let's just say Pulisic as an example, they try to compare him to where he's at right now in Milan, and he's having a great moment in Milan.
Yeah.
But at Milan, he has different teammates who are at another level, and let's be realistic and honest.
Yeah.
He doesn't have those players around him with our national team. So now there's more pressure maybe, or there's more things that he might have to do that maybe he doesn't have to do at Milan. Anybody who understands football can tell you that. I personally believe that he's a very, very good player. But I don't think he has the supporting cast that he has at Milan.
Well, definitely, yeah. What do you think about probably the other most famous person and maybe the most talented is Weston McKennie? You think he's on the level?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that right now there's a player on the United States national team that you would consider world class. Me personally.
Yeah.
And I think that, people say I might not know what I'm talking about, but I can tell you that Pulisic I think can play just about with any team. And if he's not starting, he's coming off the bench. The rest of the United States, I think, would struggle with some of the top clubs or national teams in the world. The left back at Fulham, is it Robinson?
Yeah.
I like him as a player. I really do, and I think he's having a good time. In fact, he's even the captain at Fulham. I think he's doing very well, and I like him, the way he gets himself forward on the left channel. And I think they missed him at this past tournament. I think he's the type of player that does create and get players to make them defend more. So now they're not attacking the United States that much on the right side.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to keep
which is
the
our
ball.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to play defense the whole game if you can hold the ball.
But what other player? People talk about, Arena.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
I saw one good moment of him in the World Cup. He like wrong-footed Van Dijk, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that's difficult to do, right?
Yeah, it's very few
Van
people do
Dijk
it.
is probably, if not the best defender in the world, he's definitely in the top two.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I just don't see the mentality in him.
yeah,
And I think he has a lot of qualities. He's playing in a very, one of the best clubs in Germany, who got eliminated today, by the way. But I tell you what, if you were to tell me who would I pick, I don't want to say it, I would pick Claudio Reyna over Gio Reyna anytime.
yeah?
Anytime.
Yeah, it was a totally different mentality.
Yeah.
Do you value like effort and attitude over talent at this level or at any level?
I think you have to value both.
Yeah,
Talent has to be there.
right.
But yes, the mentality, the hard work ethic, your commitment to being the best you can be every day is very, very important as well. But if you don't have the talent, how could you be there?
Yeah. I just think of like Robinson, I feel like has a little bit more of an effort than talent.
You can balance it that way. I'd probably agree with you there, but I do see a player who's talented to get down the left channel and beat players and create overloads and
He has confidence.
and definitely get in behind the opponent's back four and serve some quality balls.
Yeah.